Hello, everyone. This is Luis Concepcion from Strategic Profit Line Trading, coming to you with the plan of the week for week number 43. As always, here's our disclosures. This content is for educational purposes only, not providing any investment advice. This is not tailored to any one individual. Past performance does not guarantee future results or success, and all investing and trades involve risks. Here's our agenda. I'll cover the news, provide a market overview of the indices, and we are full blast into earnings season. As you can see, we got 557 companies reporting this week. So a lot of opportunity out there. So be mindful that earnings is in full swing. Here's our results for week 42. Provided 28 zones. We went 2-0 in our trades. No entry was 22. In progress was 4, which was PNC, State Street, Abbott, and US Bank. Those were the ones that are in progress. Just be mindful, everything that hasn't hit in the past, all those zones are still valid. This is what the earnings outlook looks like. Again, a lot of companies reporting earnings, so it's going to be a busy week. So be mindful of that. All these markets may produce their own volatility. Went ahead and I updated our two trades, and that was JB Hunt and ASML that worked for us this week. Because we have so much planned for the week, just understand this is our news. Nothing affecting the US markets until Thursday. And because I have so much to cover, that's all I'm going to cover. So just be mindful that on Thursday at 6:45, pretty much an hour into 15 minutes into the open, we'll have our PMI report. Other than that, for those of you trading futures and Forex, go ahead and check all the currencies that are being affected this week. Most of them are after hours, and that's going to do it for our news this week. Again, just because of the intense and all the earnings that are occurring this week, that's why I'm not going to go ahead and cover news in depth. All right, getting right into it, starting with the SPX, we went ahead and made another all-time high this week. I know it doesn't display it here on the SPX, but the futures did hit 5,900. With that being said, there is no supply in the S&P 500. The first demand zone I have for you is 57.91.97 to 57.63. Moving on to the NASDAQ. As you can see, our level has held. It worked once, it held here twice, and we got another fallout out of this zone here again. 3 times, 4 times. So this level is getting weak. Just understand that this is still the supply level that we're utilizing in the NASDAQ. So that level is still 2253 to 2592. And the first demand level I have for you in the NASDAQ is 19,485 to 19,285. Moving into the Dow Jones, you can see the Dow Jones is stronger than the NASDAQ. Went ahead and made an all-time high this week again. First, no supply in the Dow Jones. First demand zone I have for you is 425 to 422. Moving on to the rut. As you can see, the rut is still staying in the confines of our boundaries. The first level I have for you on the rut is 2325 to 2370. Just be mindful, this is an aggressive zone and a smaller time frame, 2137 to 2117 on the demand side. However, on the more macro picture, we got 2018 to 1956. Now, moving into earnings. Starting with NUE, first company I have for you is Nucor. On the supply side, 167.74 to 178.41. In the event of an overshoot, you got another level here at 189.08 to 196.09. On the demand side, 124.98 to 114.66. Next company I have for you is Logitech. On the demand side, 82.18 to 80.91. Just realize in the event of an overshoot, there is another level here at 78.35 to 74.62. On the supply side, 100.04 to 102.74. This company I have for you is Zion Bank Corporation. On the demand side, 44.02 to 42.30, and on the supply side, 56.69 to 59.75. Next company, MEDP. On the demand side, 286.68 to 266.82, and on the supply side, 420.25 to 440.89. Next company, Verizon. As you can see, this level is the level that's been holding. That supply zone is going to be 45.22 to 46.56, and on the demand side, 36.17 to 35.32. General Motors, good old GM. On the supply side, 50.11, you can see this level has worked several times, once, twice, three. We haven't been able to break this level. On the supply side, 50.11 to 55.43, and this level has worked twice right here, back up to 50, from 44 to 50, it worked twice. So just be mindful that both these sides have already played out multiple times. So if you want to take this again, a little bit more aggressive, on the demand side, 44.14 to 42.47. For my conservative, and if you want to open up your profit zone, that's going to be 36.62 to 34.18 on the demand side. Next, 3M, that's had a monstrous move this year. First level I have for you on the demand side is 105.05 to 96.61, and on the supply side, 141.60 to 156.16. Next, Raytheon. As you can see, the Raytheon and all our government contract companies have had outstanding years due to the political climate. The first demand zone I have for you with Raytheon is 121.79 to 118.98. In the event of an overshoot, you got 108.21 to 98.86. Next company I have for you, Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin, no supply. It made all-time highs at 614.62. First demand zone I have for you is here at 579.29 to 551.83. Next company I have for you is Philip Morris. On the supply side, 124.95 to 128.22, and on the demand side, 103.68 to 98.68. Next company, DGX, Quest Diagnostics. On the demand side, 112.72 to 102.98, and on the supply side, 166.71 to 174.46. Next company I have for you is Enphase. As you can see, it's in this level. If this level holds, have a lot of potential to go back up to the upside. This level that it's sitting in is 93.39 to 88.50. Just understand there is another level here at 79.65 to 73.37. Again, however, if this company decides to take off, we got a lot of clearance all the way up to 150.02 to 156.71 on the supply side. Next company, Texas Instruments. Made an all-time high recently here back in August at 214.66. Have no supply for you in Texas Instrument. However, on the demand side, 179.28 to 172.16. Next company is Baker. On the demand side, 23.96 to 21.87, and on the supply side, 53.04 to 57.81. Next company, RHI. On the demand side, 53.20 to 50.66. On the supply side, 74.79 to 76.86. Next company, Boeing. Boeing's been struggling the whole year. However, we have a demand zone right here at 145.22 to 139.50 and 170 to 177.34. Don't be surprised if Boeing shoots up with all the layoffs that it had. Unfortunate for 17,000 employees. However, that's bringing money into the bank for the actual company. Next company, VRT. No supply, made all-time highs just last week at 116.19. First demand zone I have for you is 185 to 95.95. AT&T is next. So AT&T sitting in supply. As you can see, we haven't been able to break this level at 21.59 to 22.78. First demand level I have for you is 18.23 to 17.40. Next company is good old Coca-Cola. Made all-time highs back in September at 73.53. I have no supply for you yet in Coca-Cola. First demand level I have for you is 65.76 to 64.29. Next company is NE. Next Energy. No supply in next. Let me double check. Yep, no supply in Next Energy. First demand zone I have for you is 67.58 to 65.08. Next company, GEV. Made all-time highs last week at 281.37. First demand zone I have for you is 201.34 to 187.69. Next company, Thermo Fisher. On the supply side, 663.09 to 673.49, and on the demand side, 498.71 to 480.26. Next company, CME. No supply for you on CME Group. First demand zone I have for you is 294 to 190.50. Next company everybody probably looking at is going to be Tesla. As you can see, it's in the middle of nowhere. It just has not been doing anything for about a week and a half. First supply zone I have for you is 241 to 251.39. On the demand side, 250 to 190.91. Next company is Lam Research. On the demand side, 60.70 to 57.49. And on the supply side, 95.51 to 98.41. Next company is IBM. It looks like they've reinvented themselves. It's just taken off all year. They made an all-new time high this past week at 237.37. First demand, no supply. First demand zone I have for you is 205.85 to 199.05. Next company is NEM, Newmont. On the supply side, 63.50 to 70.18, and on the demand side, 44.41 to 39.87. Next company, Las Vegas Sands. Sitting in a supply zone here. Be cautious of this area just because it's been working it for a while. However, that supply zone is 52.40 to 55.79, and the first demand level I have for you is 40.23 to 38.35. Next company, UPS. UPS has been struggling all year as well. As you can see, it's creeping up. Usually fourth quarter is UPS's strong quarter because of the holidays. With that being said, first demand level I have for you is 120.56 to 112.45. And on the supply side, 143.18 to 146.39. Matter of fact, let's change that a little bit and let's take ourselves up to 148.13. Next is American Airlines. As you can see, American Airlines has been creeping up to this supply area, and it's going to be 13.65 to 14.04 on the supply side, and on the demand side, 9.82 to 8.23. NASDAQ just making all-time highs. All-time highs again, 74.93. No supply. First demand zone I have for you is 63.59 to 61.95. Next, Southwest Airlines. On the demand side, 26.83 to 26.09, and on the supply side, 35.46 to 37.60. Next is Harley Davidson. On the demand side, 32.46 to 31.59. On the supply side, 38.16 to 39.91. Next company I got for you is Honeywell. Honeywell looking pretty strong here. First supply zone I have for you is at 227.29 to 234.67. On the demand side, 189.03 to 183.01. Just make that 183 even. Next company I have for you is Dexcom. Be mindful, it's been holding this level for quite some time. That level is going to be 68.75 to 59.48. In the event they hold and take off from here, we got a straight shot to 110. So that supply zone is going to be 110.07 to 121.28. Next company is DEC. On the demand side, 129.69 to 122.77, and on the supply side, 176.72 to 184.36. Next company, SKX, aka Skechers, has been staying in our box the whole year and since last quarter. Has not penetrated through either of our zones. Those zones are the same. Demand zone 58.29 to 55.60, and on the supply side, 72.06 to 75.17. Next company, Samuel Adams. On the demand side, 194.52 to 174.91. And on the supply side, 357.67 to 373.53. As you can see, all year, it's pretty much done nothing. So just moving sideways. Next company is CL, Colgate Palmolive. Had a stretch up to 109 and has been falling ever since. I have no supply for you in Colgate Palmolive. However, the first demand zone I have for you is 94.52 to 92.60. Next company, Booz Allen Hamilton, made all-time highs this week at 164.58. First demand zone I have for you is sitting at 148.56 to 144.83. And the last company I have for you is good old trucking company Side. Supply zone 515.48 to 552.94, and on the demand side, 299.25 to 242.88. That's gonna do it for our charts this week. As you can see, we got a jam-packed week, so be vigilant and understand our earnings season is just getting better. For those of you who are not following me yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you want to follow me on LinkedIn and Facebook, for posts that I put out throughout the week, feel free to do so. For those of you who want to take a course or a class, feel free to go to the website and check me out. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything you'd like me to cover, feel free to email me. Till next time, please have a plan, trade safe, and see you next week.